Hello and welcome to another one of my tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to map ring forts, because that's a very common feature in Ireland and you might have an interest in that, be it because you're a member of a society, a historical society, or it's just your personal interest and you want to put them all on the map. If you're relatively new to OpenStreetMap, or even if you're a long-term mapper and you are not sure about certain features and how to map them, there's a very easy way to help you out. You just go to the wiki, which is wiki.openstreetmap.org, and you type in the feature you're going to focus on. So ringfort, and that will immediately tell you if that's already a feature or not. So we're going down to tag fortification type ringfort, and that shows you how to tag it. So you start with how to map. Set a node or draw it as an area along the outline, which is what I usually do. Then tag with historic equals archaeological site, site type fortification, and fortification type equals ringfort. If you know the name, you can add a name. If it's a really important one and someone has written a Wikipedia article about it, you can add that as well. Why not write your own Wikipedia article while we're at it? And then historic civilization. Don't put in Celtic, please, because they're not Celtic. If you look over here, ringfort is defined as or described as a circular fortified, no, that should be in singular. Circular fortified settlement that was mostly built during the early Middle Ages up until about the year 1000. And that's not something the OpenStreetMap community came up with. That is the consensus. As far as I know, I went to a talk by Matthew Stout 2 years ago, I want to say, during the John Bradley conference held by Kilkenny Archaeological Society, and that's also what he teaches. So, and he seems to be the authority on ring forts in Ireland, so I'm going to believe him. Rendering in OpenStreetMap cartos, so you get this little amphora, and that's not just for ring forts, that's for everything that is tagged historic. So that's how you know how to use it. You can leave that page open for your own tagging, or you can copy and paste it into an editor or something, and like a text editor, if that helps you. Maybe you want to do several things and you want to have a document. Maybe if you're organizing an event for your heritage society and you want them to tag, let's say, ring forts and milestones and church ruins or something, and you want to provide them with a document of how to tag all these, copy and paste them into that document so they have them at their disposal, and they don't have to use the wiki. But there's nothing wrong with using the wiki. And we're going to continue with the editor. I'm on the OpenStreetMap website, openstreetmap.org, and I'm already logged in. And the ring fort I discovered was near Court-na-Cody. So I'm going there. It's in Wexford. And I'm going to click the edit button to open the editor. And by now I hope you have done the first tutorial on how to use the editor, and you don't have to go through the walkthrough, and you can just click on edit now and zoom in on where I remember the ring fort to be. Which is here, so I'm just going to zoom in a bit more. So we have Bing as the standard view at the moment. You can see that down in the corner here, Bing, and you see it's quite blurry. If you want to compare that to Esri, for example, you choose the layer here, as I explained in the other video, but we are working with that now. We're gonna use the area tool, and again, just draw, oh, I forgot. Because the alignment isn't great on Bing, I will have to show you how to get around that, I guess. So on the right hand side there's this layer, background layer settings. Bing is chosen, and you scroll down here until you get to imagery offset. You might want to zoom in a little bit more. And here you can use these arrows to move the map around. Usually that'll take forever, so what you also can do is go into the gray area, and you see how the cursor changes its shape, and you can more easily drag the map or the imagery. It will follow your movements, and you can let go of you have to click your left, the button on your mouse, the left key, and then let go when you've finished moving, and then you can start again, if you have to move it more. Sometimes you have to move quite a bit. And then we're going to close this here because it's in the way. And then you can move your whole background back to where the ring fort is. So take your area tool and draw around here. I'm gonna leave whatever this is, maybe a horse, like a track or something. It hurts me to see that. And when you're finished drawing your outline, you hit the escape button. And then you have to go, there's no preset for ring forts, because it's a worldwide thing and ring forts aren't that international. So you go down to tags, and you can write over the area in this case, because the archaeological site is automatically an area. So historic archaeological site, and it's a difficult word to spell, but fortunately as soon as you have arc, it will auto fill the whole thing. And then you can go up here, it will display site type here. Then you can choose fortification, or you can type it in down here. And then it doesn't open a next one saying fortification, and then you can choose whatever. So you have to type that in, fortific, and then it auto completes it to fortification type, and then ring fort. I would presume it's a ring fort, because the town's land name is Rath something, and I didn't see any other Raths. I'm just gonna presume it is a ring fort. So this is everything. Again, we don't have the name. Well, I don't have it anyway. And I won't add the buildings now. I'll do that in JOSM because it's easier. And I'm just gonna save this now on the top right in this case. So added ring fort. We need a source. So add field, type an S, and it will automatically open source. And then Bing, because that is the imagery we've used. If you've used Esri, put in Esri. You might also add British War Office map, because to be fair, we did use that. And then you just hit upload. And if you click on the OpenStreetMap logo in the top left corner, it brings you to the map view, the standard map view. And there we go, there it is already. So this is the symbol for archaeological site or historical site in general. It's this amphora. It doesn't do the outline. What you could do if you wanted the size to be displayed is, and there is a hedge, you can draw the hedge around it. I sometimes do that if I want to indicate access to it, but there's not anything to see there. In this case, as you could see, it was just farmland. There was no ditches or anything like that. So much so that they just built their house beside it and very close to it. Okay, thank you for watching that, and I hope that helped a bit, and see you in the next video.